Welcome back to another episode of Dental Marketing Go. I'm your host, Gary Bird. I'm the owner of SMC National, where we help offices just like yours level the playing field against the big guys out there so you can grow the way that you want. But it's really hard to grow if you don't understand all the obstacles that patients have to jump through, all the rings that patients have to jump through when coming into your office. And so I'm going to be talking about today a dental new patient workflow, but in a way that you've never seen it before. I'm going to present this in a way that the patient sees it. So often dentistry is, we have workflows and things like that, but it's always from the doctor's perspective, from the inside of the practice. But what about from the outside of the practice before a patient ever gets to you? And that's what we're going to be looking at today. And I'm excited. And then also, I got some new software here that I'm using for streaming. So hopefully it's coming in a little bit clearer today for you. And if you're on Facebook and you're watching this live, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, drop a comment, just so I know that you're watching it. And I'm going to be giving away a piece of software at the end of this. And I'll give you the link down in the comments. And that will help you track your workflow that I'm going to talk about today. So want to make sure that I always give you value and give you something good every time that we communicate, every time that we're coming on to a podcast. So here we go. All right, so let's talk about, again, I just want to frame this conversation. We're going to be talking about what it's like for a patient to come into your office. All right, so first, a dental patient, especially for GP, they're going to start off as a consumer. You say, okay, well, what does that mean? They are simply seeking. They're looking for a good option in the dental office, for a dental office. And this is a very short process. So most people don't realize this. If I was like to fall and chip my tooth, or if I was to move into a new town, I might spend 5 minutes looking for a dentist. I might spend 3 minutes. I might spend maybe 10 minutes looking for a dentist, but this is a very short process. And so this is where the patient is actually getting online. They're either hitting your ad, they're hitting your website through SEO, and there's some kind of call to action to call your office and to reach out. So this is a very, very important process. And this is where marketing is heavily at play. So you have to have somebody who understands this part of the patient journey to be able to get in front of people. If you're not getting enough leads, if you're not getting enough opportunities, then that means this part of the patient journey is broken, okay? And that means you're not doing good marketing. This is 100% on the marketing company, not on the dental office, okay? And I'm gonna be really, really clear when there's a handoff. When there's a handoff from your marketing company to your office, to the operations of your office. And the reason this is important to delineate is you might have a marketing company that's doing a great job providing tons of leads, but the office is dropping the ball. Or you might have an office that's amazing, but they're not getting enough leads to be able to grow the way that they want. And the marketing's not doing their job. Or you might be getting enough leads, but they're the wrong type of leads. So there's a lot of nuance in this part of the patient journey. So let's assume that the office is getting enough leads and the right kind of leads. So then we're going to jump into the next stage, which now you are a stranger. The patient is a stranger. And this is where they're making consideration. This is where they start to look at your Google reviews, and they start to look at your different landing pages and different things inside your site, depending on the type of treatment that they're looking for. The reason that it's important that we call this out is that most patients will hit an ad, go to your website, and then they come back out and look at your reviews, okay? And your reviews are really, really important. And the reason they're important is it's not just about having good reviews. It's about having as many reviews as the next guy. And it's not that you have to have the same exact amount or more, but you have to be in the same family. What do I mean? Well, I've worked with dentists in Idaho where having 100 reviews was a lot of reviews, right? And they had the most in their market. I've also worked with doctors in North Carolina where they had 1,000 reviews and they didn't even have the most reviews in their market, right? So if you hop online and you have 100 reviews and your competition has 500 reviews, who do you think that people are usually going to choose? They're going to choose the 500 reviews. It's just an easier choice. If I'm making a decision very, very quickly, 500 reviews is always going to be better than 100 reviews. And you, all the dentists that are listening right now, you do this all the time, right? You do this every single time that you go to buy a service or a product or a restaurant. You pick the one with the more reviews. And there's exceptions to that, obviously, but typically speaking, okay? So you need to work really, really hard to be in that conversation. Otherwise, your marketing's more expensive. If you don't have as many reviews as your competition, or you're in a market that's heavily saturated, you can get more, you can still get new patients. It's just more expensive. You have to drive more traffic because your conversion is going to be lower because the patients are always going to look at your Google reviews and they're always going to compare them to the next guy. Okay, very important to understand this. All right, so what's the next stage? Now they're a shopper. Okay, so they were a seeker. Now they're a stranger. They're learning about you. They're getting your Google reviews. They're looking at your landing pages around the different services that you offer, however you're trying to attract, or whatever kind of patient you're trying to attract. And now you have a shopper. So who is a shopper? What is a shopper? Dentists hate this word. I don't want any shopper patients. Every patient is a shopper. Every single one. Now, before you turn me off and before you try to cancel me, every dentist is a shopper. Every single one. What do I mean? I have never worked with a dentist before, and neither is anybody else in the dental industry that's a vendor of any kind that wasn't a shopper. They're all shoppers. And that's not a bad thing. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for dentists who are shopping for marketing. Now, there's different levels of shoppers. So a patient referral who comes, that person was a shopper, but someone sold them on your practice and they came in really smoothly. If you haven't watched it, yesterday I just did 2 days ago, I did a whole podcast on the different levels of trust. High trust versus medium trust versus low trust. So usually when doctors say, I just want quality patients, really what they mean is they want high trust patients. And so every single patient is a shopper. It's your job to earn their trust to turn them in to a raving fan. And we're going to talk about that in a moment, okay? So this is where conversion comes in. So you got the consumer, you got now the consideration, that's all marketing. And this is where conversion comes in. And this is where the handoff from the marketing to the dental office is so crucial. All of what I just shared with you is invisible in almost every single PMS. It's invisible. You don't even see any of that interaction. And so you don't even know what's going on in your practice. Most of this is stored in email. Most of this is stored in the voice messages and stuff like that. And so you can't see it. It's invisible. And I'm going to share with you a piece of software at the end of this that will make all this visible by pulling information out of the PMS as well as pulling information out of your marketing. It's pretty cool. I use it for everybody that we work with. Okay, so conversion is the phones and availability. So first of all, you got to answer your phones. 35% of calls go unanswered in the dental industry during normal business hours. That's insane. That is so insane. That just means there's so many opportunities. We just don't have the teams to support that. All the opportunities that are out there. There's too many new patients out there, not enough dentists to serve them. And if you're saying, well, man, I want some of those new patients, first step is answering your phone. And if you say, oh, no, we answer our phone 100%. No, you don't. You do not answer your phone 100% of the time. It's not even possible because you have people calling at the same time during lunch hour and you only have one front desk person. So that's not possible. So you got to answer your phones. And there's ways to do that. And without hiring. You can, there's softwares, there's companies, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do that and get to 90%, 95% of your phone calls being answered. But then from there, only about 50% of marketing calls, qualified patients that you can actually see that have the right insurance and for the right treatment, only about 50% of those get converted. I want you that to sink in. So if you're not answering 35% of your calls and you're only converting about 50% of your calls, you're going to lose around 80% of your marketing right off the bat. And then you're like, why isn't my marketing working? Okay, this is so important. So you got to have your team trained up. I have some free software around that, or a free LMS, learning management system. I will give it to you for free. I give it to all of our clients for free. I will give it to you for free if that's a problem that you have. Just comment below. Okay, then availability. Average time to appointment in the dental industry is floating between 2 to 3 weeks from all the studies that I see and all the data that I've seen. It's way too long. It's a competitive advantage if you can get somebody in right away. No one wants to wait 3 weeks When they do 10 minutes of research, they call and you can't get them in for 3 weeks, they're going to go somewhere else. Unless they're a patient referral, they'll wait. Unless they're a doctor referral, they'll wait. But marketing patients aren't going to wait. So you got to have availability. You have to do some kind of blocking out of the schedule to get new patients in every single day. Okay? So important. And I know it's hard because you're like, why should I do that? Why should I block out those things if I'm not going to get new patients to come in and fill them? So you got to have marketing working at the same time with you. Okay? Then next, you turn them into a suitor. What is a suitor? This is a first visit. This is treatment presentation. This is where we put them into other funnels. Okay. So what does this mean exactly? This is where you actually close the patient now. So you have these patients coming in. How was their first visit? Was it awesome? Did you address their chief concern? How was the presentation of the treatment? Did you have financial options? Did you give them choices? Take the time to explain to them that until they understood it, and did they schedule the treatment? If the answer is no to any of those, you're probably failing on the few opportunities that actually made it into the office. And this patient that rejects here and goes somewhere else, here's what your office was like. Oh, they're just shopping around. Well, yeah, they're shopping around for dentistry. Well, I just want, it needs to be smoother. They went through so many bumps, and they probably already went through this with another dental office. And they probably don't understand what's going on with them still. The first office that sits down and actually takes the time to explain it to them and then give them options, it's going to win that patient. And then, more importantly, they're going to win their friends and family, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But these are people where we can run funnels to them, meaning we can reach back out to these patients, run marketing campaigns to them, and get them to come back in, okay, for different things. So I'm not going to dive deep into that today. But then this is where the funnel, so you see how the funnel's going down? It actually opens back up down here at the bottom if you do this properly. Now you have a contributor, the 3 R's. They recare. They come back every 6 months. They leave reviews. They follow you on social media. They're an advocate. And then they give you referrals. And guess what the referrals do? These are the high quality patients that you want. These are the high trust patients that you want, that so desperately come in and you are just like, man, these are the best patients ever. I just want all these patients like this. This is how you create more of them. Use marketing to drive them up, because you can't artificially double your patient referrals. You just can't. You can't go from 20 to 40 next month in patient referrals. It doesn't work that way. So if you want more patient referrals, you got to market, and then you got to turn the marketing opportunities into referrals. This is the game. This is how the game works. This is the difference between really successful practices that are growing, that you're like, how are they seeing so many new patients? How are they growing? How are they doing $200,000, $300,000 a month in collections or higher? How are they doing that? They figured this funnel out. They made this funnel really smooth, really easy for the patient to come in. And so now how can you do that? Okay, so I'm going to break it down for you, okay? I'm going to share a piece of software with you that we use that actually visualizes this patient journey and allows you to see it from a data standpoint. Okay, now this is a must if you want to solve all these problems that we just talked about. So this is Trackable. It's called Trackable.io. And this is a CRM. Okay. This allows you to see all that data before the patient comes into your office. And so here, this was a marketing client. This is a real client. Their budget was $7,500 in July. They did $23,000 in production. They had almost $8,000 in scheduled production that was scheduled into the future that hasn't got completed yet. So that gave them a 316% ROI. Their cost per qualified lead was $163. So you can see here, leads versus qualified leads. This drives dentists wild, crazy, I know, but they're not patients yet. They're leads. And there's a difference between a lead and a qualified lead. Not everybody is qualified. I get lots of leads of people like, I want to do marketing with you, Gary. I get tons of them, hundreds and hundreds of them. But most people aren't ready to do the marketing that we're doing. They're just not. They're just not in the position to be able to grow. And so they're not a qualified lead yet for us. Same thing with patients. There's lots of patients that can reach out to you and do different kinds of treatment, but that might not be right for you. If they're looking for ortho and they need, ortho wires and all that kind of stuff, and you're a general dentist, it's not the right kind of patient. That's not a qualified lead. If they have Medicaid insurance and you are a fee-for-service office, we're not the right kind of patient, right? That's not a qualified lead. So it's important that you understand the qualified leads. Then, how many of those do actually appoint? So this is cost per appointment. And even more importantly than that, then you want to know what's your CAC, cost to acquire a customer or a patient. This number is the one that's coming in, and these are the people that are actually buying treatment. If you're not tracking your marketing this way, you have no idea if or why any of your marketing is working. No idea. This is something that we use for everybody that we do marketing with. Really, really important. It shows your ROI. It shows your cost per lead, your cost per a qualified lead, your cost per appointment, and your cost to drive a patient through the door. And then it also does some other really cool stuff. But that's all I'm going to cover today. Comment below. I'll drop you a link if you want to learn more about it. Or if you want the free phone coaching, comment below. I'll drop that as well. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. See you tomorrow.